Now we'll remove all the loose pieces that are on the substrate, where we can then we can power wash that after all the loose areas are removed. Once you have all these areas where everything that's left on the roof is stuck to the roof good, you can go ahead and power wash and add the SureClean soap to scrub all the residue off. Once the dirt and debris it's been scraped, then we'll power wash this area just to get all the light dust out. So once all the loose debris and the dust is off of it, we apply the SureClean soap to it so we can scrub all the oils and any of the chemicals out of the base, and then we'll just scrub it a little bit with one of the push brooms. Again, we're just trying to get the oils and anything that'll keep the material from sticking off of there. So just a light scrubbing in an area like this, because there's no grease from any restaurant equipment or any industrial chemicals or grease or lubricants up here. So this soap works really good, and a little bit of it goes a long way. Okay. Once it's scrubbed, then you can rinse those areas off. If you have large areas like this, you can use an attachment for the pressure washer that has 3 or 4 nozzles in it. It will clean the surface a lot quicker. Generally, an area like this, an 8-foot, about a probably 6-foot ponded area with an 8-foot repair will take a 2-man crew about 30 minutes from start to finish. By the time they get all the debris off, power wash it, scrub it, and then lay down the fabric and the coating, which we'll do next. Once the water has been, the soap's been rinsed off of there, if it's a repair we've got to do right away, if we don't have a lot of time to wait because we're not doing anything else except that repair, we'll use a sponge, like a tile grouting sponge or a masonry sponge, and we'll just absorb all the standing water that's on there, rinse it out in a bucket, and with direct sunlight like we have today, this area will be dry enough to put the coating and the fabric on in about 10 minutes once the water has been absorbed. So now that the area has been cleaned and the sun's shining on it, so it's damp but it's not wet, we can go ahead and apply the coating. So the idea behind this is to put the coating down, and while the coating is still wet, to roll the fabric into it, embed it in there, and then put a top coat on the fabric. So this will sandwich the fabric into the coating and adhere it to the roof. And once it's adhered to the roof and this is cured for 2 or 3 days in good weather, it's like 5 times the strength of the pull rating standard. It's very, very tough to pull off. It adheres very well and can have multi-layers put on it if need be, for if there's foot traffic or if there's a lot of wear and tear on this coating. Is very durable and adheres better than almost anything you can get your hands on at any price. So you see he's put the base in, now he's rolling the fabric out. This is a small area, but this is the same thing you would do on a full roof. And a crew that's familiar with this coating, that's used it a couple of times, can do anywhere between about 2,000 feet to 3,500 square feet of this a day, doing this just like this, depending on how much equipment's on the roof and how many obstacles are in the way. But it goes pretty quickly once you're familiar with how to use it. So as you can see, the coating is rolled in place. You're just forcing some of the coating through the fabric and then applying a top coat to it. So we'll end up doing overlapping repair here with coating on the top of both pieces. So once the fabric is embedded in that base coat, he rolled the fabric back up onto itself so he doesn't leave any holidays or voids. You don't want any bare spots in this. Trying to make sure it's fully adhered. It's very similar to coating a drywall joint, even, if you will. The fabric is put in there basically for reinforcing, so you don't have any failures with the coating. And as the roof continues to move every day, it gets walked on, and the equipment vibration keeps it from tearing or having any substrate failures. You can use basically any roller size with this. We use anywhere from 6-inch. We use 6-inch rollers to do some of the edges and the details. We use 9-inch rollers to do most everything else, unless we're on a really big wide open roof where we'll use 18-inch rollers. The nap of the roller only needs to be like 3/8 or 1/2 inch. You don't need a 1-inch nap roller to do this, because you're basically moving the coating around. You're not particularly rolling it in. You're kind of forcing it through with the roller. And we found that with real heavy nap rollers, this coating is so thick that it gets in the hair, and then the roller doesn't want to roll anymore. It just kind of flat spots. So we've had really good luck with the 3/8 and 1/2-inch rollers. So once he gets this area top coated, then we'll do the area right adjacent to it to finish the ponded area. So once the first width is put down and is top coated, and you do your overlap like you do on every other type of product. So you want at least a 2, maybe a 3-inch lap to overlap the fabric onto the next part of the repair or of the roof system. So it's the exact same procedure. You get your base coat down, making sure you don't have any voids. So there's your lap, approximately 3 inches in this case. And the fabric gets rolled out just like before. You'll top coat it to embed the fabric below it, the coating below it, to the fabric, and to the coating above it. Once it's penetrated through the fabric like this, it basically makes it a monolithic. You can see now he's He's put the bottom coat on. He's overlapped the fabric approximately 3 inches, and he's continuing to embed the fabric with coating. So the coating that's under it gets pushed through, and the coating on top of it is adhered to the fabric, so it's basically penetrated all the way through the fabric, which is what makes this such a durable system. There's no base coats or primers on 90% of the projects. It's just it's a single component product. It makes it very simple, and you don't have to worry about ratios being off or about how much primer you're using or how much base coat. It's made this a very durable system that sticks like no other. As you get down to the end where you're either going to cut the fabric because you're at the end of your repaired area or at the end of a run, we basically use industrial scissors. They're only a couple of bucks. They have stainless steel blades, and it cuts easy that way, or you can cut it with a utility knife. Fabric's easy to work with. One of the issues we are having today as we do this, as we video this repair, is that it's approximately 90 degrees outside, so the roof temperature's about 140, and as we stage the material and try and shoot this video and set things up, we're having to wait and move things, and it's some of the coating's drying around the edge of the bucket, so it's tracking onto the repair, which again, it won't hurt anything. The object of this is to make sure you have plenty of coating under the fabric, and that you have embedded the coating on the top of the fabric so there is no fabric showing through.